wabarakatuh. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Haiba Masura Makinde. Can't anyone hear me? Hope I'm audible enough. If I'm not audible, can you please let me know? Okay. If I'm audible enough, please let me know. And if I'm not, kindly also notify me. Like I said, my name is Haiba Masura Makinde. I'm the founder and the head of operations of Catcher Enterprise. Catcher Enterprise and agro-allied manufacturing, agro-allied manufacturing company. We're basically into beekeeping byproduct, only majorly for now, and some others later. Is over 11 years experience in business. Generally, what we do at Catcher Enterprise is creating solutions with honey. Honey comes with a lot of natural benefits and other things that people do not know, and also by byproducts. So, and using honey with other things, we collaborate together and ensure that we create solutions on it. So we are known as Catcher Honey brand, has been it's been working to be like almost an household name. A lot of people is known for our quality and giving quality and honor to honey always. So today I would thank you so much, Muslima Speaks, for the opportunity to speak at this event and share a little of my experience and knowledge with other Muslim small scale businesses, be it micro or small scale. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I'll be talking about access to credit, financing the farm, access to credit, grant, and cooperative models, and women in agriculture. You know, I don't know even if anyone here has been familiar with my conversation. I usually use myself as a case study, and I usually use relatable informations to talk. I am not the type who probably just pick. I quote, yes, I quote people, I quote scholars, I quote knowledgeable people, but I try to always centralize my informations around what is within our environment and what is applicable. So I'm more of like a realistic and applicable person. So first of all, we're talking about credit. What is credit? Credit is the ability to be able to get probably support, money, or probably resources in advance of reward. When we mean in advance of reward is that you're giving something and you're to pay back or give the reward or the profit or the exact thing that you're getting after when you've used it. That's a credit. And credit facility can be in form of money. It might be in form of resources, it might be in form of raw materials, it might be in form of information. Number two is a grant. Grant is, as it's called, it's free money. Grant is that money you have whereby you are not able to. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I think our network took her out. Please let's be patient. She will join us soon, inshallah. She'll join us soon. And like she has introduced. Oh, I'm supposed to change this to. So, like she has explained the topic to us, She's discussing with us on the topic financing a farm as a woman farmer, access to grants. Okay, she's back.
Sorry,
Yeah,
please,
welcome.
can you hear me now? Okay, I don't know what
Yes,
happened. What took me out? Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, am I audible? Okay,
Yes,
so
you
like
are.
I was
You're
saying,
very audible.
okay, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like I mentioned, grants, they call it free money. Grants is an ability whereby you showcase yourself, tell some set of people, it might be a corporate setup, it might be non-governmental, it can be governmental, it can be individual, whereby you're being given money and you position yourself, you talk about your product, you talk about your a brand, you talk about your business, you tell them the profits, the analysis, and all details. And you're being given money without returning it back. That's his grant. And the cooperative model, if all we are familiar about cooperative in the sense that different humans coming together, can be female led only, it might be mixed led, whereby people come together, put up their resources together. And for we being Muslims, we know we have limitations on what and what we can join. So we have some cooperatives that we cannot join because we know we can't do riba. So it must be a Sharia inclined cooperative. Those are the ones we can go and also go to the credit facility. And some credit facility whereby you're giving money, you're giving resources, you're giving raw materials, or probably you're giving an information. And in return, it has an interest on it. So we know as Muslims, credit, interest, or any form of undertone things are not in line. Sorry, please, I'm not a scholar, so I will not be able to talk about the Mubaraba or whatever, please. I don't know about that, but we have a basic knowledge. The anything extra that is probably going to be an interest base is not allowed in Islam. So let us talk about the challenges faced by the Muslim-led agro businesses, agriculture, be it on the farm. As like I said, I've been into business. I'm a graduate of chemistry. At the same time, I'm a beekeeper. I work on the farm. I've worked on the farm, but not anymore for a while now. And doesn't mean I'm not going to resume anytime soon. But what are the challenges we face as women-led business? Number one thing is that we have limited access. I say when people say limited access to funding, to credit facility and the side, to me it's is the number one for me is limited access to information. We are not informed. Majority of us are not informed. And there's no information, there's absolutely nothing we can do. When there's no information, there's nothing to talk about. So we don't have adequate information. And how do we get information? And that is how we will be able to have access to credit, have access to grant, have access to corporate models. In what way can we have all this? Is by we showing up every day. And Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, we now have social media, leveraging on technology. Social media is two things. It can mar us and at the same time it can help us, depending on how we use it and how we're able to control ourselves and know what and what to put out there. But one of the things we can help us as a brand, as a business, woman-led business, Islam inclined, we don't have to show our face, we can do right. It's part of this rich storytelling, telling us, carry people along in your business, let them know. As much as we want to show the brand, we shouldn't get also mistake of showing behind the scene the rules and regulations of businesses. You know, First of all, we need to position ourselves, see ourselves as a bigger brand later in the future, not like because we're small that we think small. So we need to get access to information, position ourselves out there, let people know what you do. It's on what you do when you show up every time that people tend to give you information. Number two, after just showing up, is we joining networking. We call it network. Networking is part of you interacting with people, you know, and it is very important as a business-led business owner to be very, very inquisitive and at the same time be resourceful. Before people can share information with you, before people probably respect you and put you away, you have to be resourceful. And resource come in different form. It can be via reading, it might be by probably deep thinking. We need to be resourceful that life shouldn't be transactional, but at the same time, nobody is ready to be drained. You must give value to get value. So we should ensure that one of the things we can do is that we can volunteer in some group, we can volunteer in some things that we know that the value aligns with us, whereby we are able to share things and they know us for what and you don't know where information comes. Number three is that adequately ensuring that on all social media, well, the social media has made life extremely easy. When we started business, when I started business, it was basically offline. It was basically offline. I created, and Alhamdulillah, I created a platform, a network offline. And if online is not there, I'm able to also sustain myself. I've not been active online for over more than a year now, not even this year at all. But yeah, business is going. So it is important that we network, we relate to people, we let people know what we're doing, and we ensure that each time. I remember when I started business, even in transport, in interstate transport, and I'm able to interact with anyone. I tell you what I do. First, I'll tell you I'm a beekeeper. I sell anywhere, I market anywhere, everywhere I am bold enough to talk and say what I do. And so, what am I trying to do there? Network. So we can also network, and if you know the one are introverted among us, we can write. You can do storytelling, weave awards, create content by writing and not just talking. All those things are things that we, as a fairly a micro business, a small person, we don't have opportunities. Those are the little ways that we can do. Doing volunteers in some group, attending events. The seminars are free that you can. There's enough. So, and when you set your mind on something you want to do, you get it done. And one thing I've realized that when you set, I remember, I don't know, maybe it was 2023 or 2022, I wanted to position and network more. So I was deliberate. I remember I applied for Afrexim Bank, you know, grant. I applied for Brave Women. I applied for a quite number of seminar or probably master classes that was going to, when you enter master class, you interact, you make sure you talk in class, you talk, you relate, gives a coexistence, you work with different things, and also some short courses that you can buy. We need to understand that we have to invest. To make money, we have to spend money, no matter how little it is and no matter how big it is. You know, we tend to, when we do those network, we get informations of what we need and that would help us push better. Even sometimes we don't network with the grant, we don't even need grants. All we need is some information that will help us position ourselves, strategize our business better. And the cooperative society, it's also important also that when we are joining our society, we should also ensure that as long as they're even business for the government or non-governmental, they're also sharing our value. As Muslims, we have value. Our values must align. As much as you're looking for help, we have to be careful on what and what's not to do. So it helps us to get better. Do you get it? So we need to ensure that we do what it needs to be done. you know we need to ensure that what we do, we ask questions, we talk, we relate to people, let them know what we are doing. So another one is limited lack of collateral and credit facility. Aside from, I talked about information is the main thing. We all have information. We all have information that we've be able to, and we've sorted it out. So now, when you don't have information, how do you want to know that there's even a credit facility somewhere? How do you want to know that you don't even need collateral in some things? All you need probably is your records. And thankfully, almost the traditional way is going to the banks. And what we don't know that the banks, what we call them the DBN banks, the likes of the GT, the big banks, are not the people that we small scales are meant to go to. You are going, we will keep lobbying, we keep going around. What we need to do, the banks we were meant to approach, if they're inclined with Islam, is the microfinance bank. They are the one who, when you position yourself, you have records. And part of things, the challenge we have that we lack records. We don't keep records. Even if you are selling from your home, even if you are selling from your parlor or your room, you must have records of everything. You might not even have it on an Excel sheet or anything. We must be it in paper form that even when you get an accountant or a data entry person can help you to put things in place together. But when there's no data at all, you don't know how much you're selling. You're not even sure of your profit. You're not sure of your collateral. You're not sure of what things are putting together. Everything is pro bono. Your husband is helping you to carry some things. They'll help you do delivery. Sometimes you'll be the one that'll pay for it. We lumble things together. We are not organized. It's very important that we get organized and we put in that we have our data. Another major problem that we have is that having to balance work with other responsibilities as women. especially the married ones among us with children. It's a whole lot of hassle. And this gives us setback and it affects us on how we tend to pull through as regards we accessing finance. And importantly, what I also tell everyone here now is that we should not push beyond our limits. Everybody has a stage that which we grow. We get to a stage that we know we need help. It's important we delegate. We can't do all this job alone. We can't do all the work alone. And especially when if they are grow, it's not just it's value addition. When you're adding value to the products that are already well known, just like honey, I said we create solutions with honey. We don't just have plain honey. We have honey infused with herbs and spice. And they are creating the solving one problem or the other. And in this also section that we even sell honey. Yes, we sell honey to manufacturers, other manufacturers. We sell honey to end users. Basically, our honey business is B2B. We sell to business owners. And less than 80% of B2B and 20% of B2C. And in these models that we even do, we still have several SKUs, several SKUs is one business but channels and sold in different way. So and how do we think we didn't get there in one day? So it's important that we accept our reality, the stage we have. We should know when to ask for fund and not when to ask for fund. So, but in this grant form, what are the things? What are ways that we can get funded aside grants? If you want grants, you just ensure that you're on Instagram and you're on Facebook and Google. Just you can or just search. Now in the days that people want to give money, they're running ads for you to get it. So target of and I've seen that when you put your mind out there, these ads come. The way AI works, it comes. What are things you need? Your business plan, your visibility studies, and the like. You have people who could. We have the likes of Muslim brothers and sisters who are good in this aspect. And also, I think thanks to AI, can give an insight. And just like if you want to ask people for help, when you don't interact, that you want to get help. So this is key for us to know that it's important that we connect. Number one key thing for financial a breakthrough for every business owner is networking. When you network, you get information. When you network, you know the things you need and what you don't need. When you talk, let people know what you do. Yes, they said you should market shamelessly. Yes, shamelessly, but as a clause as a Muslim, that's a clause as a Muslim for marketing shamelessly. Yes, we market shamelessly, but we have a limit. Shamelessly means that always showing up, consistency. That's when someone will think, I saw something. I can't count how many people I've seen something I sent to them. Even people that talked, I know that this was going to be relevant to them. So it's key. It's number one challenge, showing up. And showing up, it has to be strategic. Do you get? So all of the things fall along under showing up. So, and as a business owner, number one key thing is that join a cluster group. When I say a cluster group, the ones that align with your value. Look at your environment. If you're in Lagos, you're in Ibadan, Lagos is doing amazing well. And other state also, the only thing is that information is limited, but Lagos still even really position out there. And there's a lot of small scale businesses that you don't need to pay, or some are little. Because when government wants to help micro, they help in group, they don't help individual. You must have a record. They want to be sure that there are people. Even as a beekeeper, when there's intervention, it's an association they want to work with, not individual. Because from the association is easy to reach out to people. So I will before the end of today, I would be listing out names of some Nigerian association which also have branches in each states that is important for a small business owner to make inquiry about. Look at the ones that work for them. Ask what are benefits and know that if you are going to apply and join them, because in this system they have access to a lot of funding and information. I know you meet people and you collaborate with. So secondly is that we also have I also want to share with us another way of grant that we can get from crowdfunding. Another form way of we funding ourselves is from crowdfund. Crowdfunding from family and friends. Some of us believe that because someone is our husband, or is my dad, is my sister, is my aunt, He's my uncle. Why can't they? They should help me now. No, it's not done that way. We need to position ourselves. We need to take responsibilities. We need to be accountable. Imagine you want a loan of 500,000 naira or a grant of 500,000 naira. You didn't talk to your uncle. You didn't tell them about the present situation, how far you've grown in your business. Then after from growth, the present obstacles that you're having, what the finance that's not having is doing for you. When you come out there and talk to them and let them know, probably you talk it or you write it down and you present yourself. You're right, to something, you do memorial. When someone know that, yeah, this person is serious, person is pushing, they want to push you. But we expect that because a family member or something, they should just help. No, it doesn't work that way, especially for the ones who are disciplined, like people like us. Well, let me give you money. You need to tell me what you want to use it for. So it's important that we position ourselves right and we take responsibilities and being very accountable so that by the time people wants to help, we can get through comforting. It can even be friends. We have people that have cliques of friends that tell them they need help. And it still goes back to the one I said, being resourceful. As micro business owners, we are very limited and we can't take a lot of risk. So it's important that with the little profit margin that we're dealing with, it is being maximized and we work on integrity. And lastly, on about having to, because I believe this too encompasses everything, is getting access to information and building a good character. It's common, and I won't lie to you from experience among Muslims that we don't have good character. A character building integrity goes a very long way in having access to information, having access to help, grants, even the cooperative models. Because when you don't have, you're not upright, you're not good character, you don't have integrity. Even the people that want to share information with you won't share because they don't want someone else to ruin their reputation. It is key that it is not if you were expecting jargons and some words from me. No, I don't do that. What is important is all those key things are the one that leads to opportunities that will make you do this and that. There's a lot of grant everywhere. So lot of grants everywhere. Some doesn't still align with you. There's some grants that will tell you to do likes on social media, number of likes. Those kind of grants can never work for me. So you won't sit down to the collect like I don't have time. Or the ones that and for me, I don't encourage that because the ones that they'll share likes or something still goes to the back that doesn't mean that your what you're doing is good enough. It's just for people to give you likes. And I think that are some of the brands who probably want to also build their own digital footprint are the ones who probably use that to boost and build their own system also. But which doesn't really work. But when you have a grant that you are to submit your and you're to present to the people. Okay, let me set an example. Like I said, it must align with your value. There was a time I saw a grant, a friend shared it. She's a Muslim. The name of the owner is a Muslim. But when I saw some concept, I was like, am I sure? Her package myself was, I think, as a million naira grant. On getting to where we are going to present, I realized it was a church. It was a church hall. And I'm the only one in the job. I still entered to say maybe it was just a hall. But I just told the person that died, I said, I'm sorry, I don't think I can come here because it was going to be used as a propaganda. Imagine me climbing that stage. I saw the drum beats. I saw everything. As much as I needed money, I'm not desperate to get that. Because I believe that was going to be the point of attraction that they would use as a propaganda to say they gave a grant. So when we are looking for grants, we need to be careful where we get this grant from. Like I said, always said value aligning together. Because there's some grants that have some other tools. We have to be very careful of the grant. After collecting, I have other issues that has to be sorted with. So it's important that we get information and we get it right. And if you are preparing for a grant, how do you position yourself? There's always different judges in every grant. One of key thing is important to research about the judges that are going to be at the event, and also get someone else to help you vet what you want to do to ensure probably you practice. And we can also undertone mentorship, having a mentor or someone to guide you on what to do. So when you understand the panels, the judges that are going to attend to your grant, it helps you in a way to understand what that person is, what the person wants to hear. And in grants, major things, and no matter how much good your product is, they want to know your profit margin. They want to know your net profit and they want to know your gross profit. Okay, and there are also grants that are not just giving you money. They want to help you build some interpersonal skills, management skills in the business. I remember sometimes last 2 years ago, I applied for Brave Women. Brave Women didn't give just a grant. They didn't give a plain grant, but there are two types of grant. The one they will give you money, and the one they call it matching grant. It was a matching grant we did, you know, and it was on. They vetted everybody. They vetted every company that submitted to them. They'll come to your factory, take records, talks of everything we had. That's what we say that we have to be transparent and accountable. Everything that's so by the time what we said we need and we applied for, it was really a rigorous process. So because to the time we didn't know what's going to work again. No, we did a training for like a week, which was giving us um we're told to have a sustainable plan, a social plan for our business, so that when eventualities happen, and this is what we to renew every year. It was really a stretch for us because we didn't understand because the trained us how we're going to come about it, record it, so that when we're not there, who is the next person, a successful plan for. And these are part of things grant does, some grant does. I heard also, I think Flourish Africa does the same. When they apply and they see things, they train them. So it's not just about the money. They put them through training because business, entrepreneur, is just beyond operations. There's a lot of skills that are attached. It's beyond just selling. It's beyond just innovating a product. And, so there are a lot of skills that are being taught along the line that after then you position, apply, and the highest, maybe the first runner up, second runner up, or the person who wins takes the grant home. There are some that does by stages. So all this can be gotten by you going to Google or you paying attention on your Facebook and on Instagram. They run ads and you're going to see a lot plenty. And we should not feel bad when we keep happening. We've applied for a while and we didn't get it. The more we do, the more we get better. We should not relent. And as I said, business or growth, it's not it doesn't come easily. Nothing good comes easily. Because we not being getting doesn't mean we are failing. We are not failing. And to fail is not the problem. Fail is not the cause. When we fail, we tend to prepare and get better. So we are not failing when we do not get things done at the right time. What are these cooperative society? Number one for every business owner in the cooperative society setup, anywhere you are, is to join the chamber association of that environment that you are. You're in Lagos or in anywhere. Like now in Lagos is LCC High. LCI is the Lagos Commerce of Chambers. It's important that you join any state that you have. Make inquiry and join. When you join register, you will get, chambers of commerce. These are where every individual, if government wants to do anything, you're going to get information, be it an EPC, anything, talk about it. It's key for every business owner, every farmer to join an LCC, join the CCH, Commerce of Chambers in their respective states. And also the association of where they belong. Yes, like Yoruba, Amani, Yoruba Egbewapo, but some of it has a value, and that's why I said, remember, ensure that everything you do, it aligns with your value. The value align with whatever you're joining, because there's some that is just a carcass thing. But even in the carcass setup, you need to know what exactly you want and what you'll be doing. You understand? So Nasima, we have I'll be calling out associations, and I might later share you with the host to be able to type out for people so that they can know which and which. We have government has a lot of agricultural groups, and just like I said, when you don't belong to one or you don't even make inquiry, and we should never cease to make inquiry. We should never cease to make inquiry. You should be bold enough to ask questions. When you actually get answer, and they said the closed mouth is the closed destiny. So NASIMA, we have Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture, and they have a unity branch in each state. We have MSME. MSME is a micro small business enterprise. We have the NASME, National Association of Small Scale Enterprise. We have NASI, National Association of Small Scale Industrialists. We have NEW. NEW is a network of entrepreneurial women. We have NASI. We have so many, so many. And some of these things we don't even have to join all of them. If we have a mentor, we have a private group we interact with, and you have someone who is there, all you need to do is to create a good relationship with the person. So when information flows, you get them. You know, we have different associations that in wherever you are, you tend to see. So it's very key and important that we get those associations done so that when you make inquiry, and also cooperative, Muslim-led cooperative society, whereby they're able to follow the Islamic rules and we position ourselves. So, what are the another way aside cooperative and grants that we can help to face the challenges that we women bring when it comes to finance is collaboration. When you collectively bargain, there's a collective bargain partner, power, sorry. When you share resources and expertise, just like what we're doing here, that's what I think Muslim Speak is doing. Sharing resources and expertise. What you're doing here now, that's what they are doing. From anyone who gets information will be able to get something. And that's the part you joining a group, a meaningful one that add value to you. And we also leverage on technology, just like I mentioned. Part of leveraging on technology is you showcasing yourself, telling about what you do, when people are interacting. And we also collecting feedback. We should not be wary of getting feedback. We have sometimes when customers give us a feedback and we have negative and positive. We don't expect positive every time. We should not be scared of getting negativity or negative feedback. Help us in getting better. It just depends on how you see it. How do you see it? How do you view it? Are you the person who just always want to be praised? If you're in that section, I don't think there's nothing you should be doing in entrepreneurship. You shouldn't even go into close to anything farm, food. Because people are going to say quite a lot. Yes, it can be annoying, but you are the one providing the service. And when you're providing the service, you need to position yourself and ensure that you welcome feedback, be it good or bad, so that we can work on things and get better. So, on leveraging on this technology in having to know what and what, you know, having to take records, use the free versions of a lot of bookkeeping records. Part of it is also leveraging social media to sell, not until we're waiting for people to buy and sell. When you and also part of the technology is running ads, learning how to run ads. When we run ads, we get information and we're able to sell. And when we sell, we strategically also do marketing. And whoever we sold to, please, based on referral, it's just a percentage, we appreciate them. These are how we can create money. We can get finance without going to the bank or without getting looking left out inside of the business. And at the same time, without us getting overwhelmed. You know, and important is that we build a strong business network. We can never underestimate this, please. Build it. I know. Like I said, if you had been following me, you're following me from the beginning. I said for like a year, no, obviously, I've not been on social media doing business. And to be honest, in over 3 or 4 years, I did a proper marketing than what I did when I started. And what am I leveraging? Am I not selling? Absolutely, I'm making my sales. But I'm selling basically based on referral. And I didn't get here out there in one day. I was attending event. I positioned myself. I applied for a lot of things. Some I was picked, some I wasn't picked. We have to take responsibilities. And I get referral from existing customers. For some people who have never even bought before. Part of the thing I did as a business owner when I started selling honeys, I never came out there and said I was selling honey. What I did was demystifying, educating people about honey, letting them know because I used my background in chemistry to tell people what they need to know, the wrong things people know about honey, and the right things that they need to know about honey. And people started asking. So it was based on education that we gave us. So educate your audience, educate your customers. Create a model for yourself. You don't have to wait for one money. Having to use a loan itself is not getting. There's some certain level of growth you must have that you must not get to if you do not and get money. You need to be sure. And it's also totally wrong advice any business owner to start a business on a loan or when they have not properly gotten good record, they don't have good records about the business and they're not certain in everything you're doing and they're going to take a loan. It's going to truncate the business because you're not even sure which is your money and which is not your money. And importantly, also, when we want to have access to loan a cooperative, it's important that we have a finance person expert helping us break down the understanding of the payment terms. And what I know about cooperative for we Muslims is that, you're in the cooperatives, like you come together, people of the collective if shared minds come together, they put in their resources, they donate every month. And I know that the one information I know about the cooperative is the one that, okay, maybe you want to collect, no, you're collecting two times of what you're putting in your business. And I think it's very far return back in 10 months or 1 year. We need to know, and when we are getting loan or this grant, we need to know which are we collecting loan for operations, for buying raw materials, or you're using it for an asset. When you're collecting loan for assets is another thing entirely. So we need to know the kind of loan or the kind of grant we want to take and the kind of cooperative models we want to join. Is it the ones that is going to help us or the one that is going to stretch us? Is it the ones that will take us from a pan to fire or the one that is going to help at the end of the day? So it is key for us to know that credit facilities here everywhere. But is everything for us? No. But how do you get this? Is getting access to information. How do you get access to information? Is by you networking intentionally, consistently, show up and interact. Three, character building. When we don't build good character, we don't have people to even stand in for us. There's a lot of people I've not met in session that I met social media. I've not met in person, but they've done tremendously for me, and they have contributed quite a lot in the growth of the business. You know, we have the K like factor on social media. You come out there, you talk, and even if you're not seeing interaction, please don't give up. You can be surprised. I think people are not seeing. Some never likes. They don't like. They don't comment. But there's a lot of people who are seeing everything, but they never give a tick, and doesn't mean that they don't align with you. So it is key and important that we know exactly what we want to take grant for. And people mistakenly, when they collect grant, because they're not returning it, they spend it on things that are not reasonable, or they don't even spend it on what they said they're going to collect. No, we are Muslims. Amona Shikuko, Ani Lati Shamana. It is important that Ashamana Pelugu Bo Kopata Tiabanshi. Because it is free doesn't mean that you said I want to collect it to buy so machine. Why won't you collect it and use it for that machine? Why are you using it for birthday omo? Why are you using it to buy clothes? There was a time sometimes ago I got a just like I said, interacting was based on interaction. A Muslim sister I introduced me at Jam told me to come and apply for a Lotus Bank stop by beauty, Lotus Bank loan. I position myself, and it's important that we have some of these things. If we are not in position, we will not know we have a business plan down, or but we have this. So I was already, oh, excuse me. So I already did that, and we presented people from different walks of different branches and scale of business came. We presented, I happened to be the first runner of the first position. And later on, we went to Columbia and we were given a million naira at the end of the day out of the three that we're choosing. A million naira each. And fast forward to 2 months after, we're told to give records of what we use for and with a picture of what we want to use that 1 million naira for. At first, they wanted to give us a loan, and later they started and gave us a grant. But yes, now imagine if they asked us to send picture of what we have and what we use the money for and the receipt and the like. If I'd use it to buy clothes or use and chop shawarma, what was I going to present then? That means I will start lying and presenting things. There again, character building. I mean, I've done it for someone and it worked well. But if anything motion Sakami, how is it going to be? So it's very key and important that we try to be upright as Muslim. We don't say because we're doing business, we forget the rules and regulation. And we should know that we don't need so much big money. We don't need so much of things. Before we get this access to these things, the key fundamental things we need to do is we to ensure that we have access to information. We position ourselves strategically. Two is character building. Three, then showing up for business networks. Attending events and ensure that you are resourceful. Nobody wants anybody that's going to join them. and everybody wants somewhere that is working. So you can't be redundant and you expect that you get grants or even a cooperative setup. So no, I don't know if anybody have questioned. I hope I've been able to deliver what I was told to do. So any question, please? If there's a question, I would want to listen to.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. I can't see any question here, but honestly, the session is an amazing one, and I've learned so much. First thing first is knowledge, information. Information is very key. It is when we are informed that we know that okay, this is the next thing to do, this is the next thing to do. Sometimes, the step between where we are and where we
Where we are
want to
going.
be will be just that information.
Yeah,
Like just an information can pave a lot of ways for people. And also you also spoke about networking, intentional and strategic networking, not just any random groups, not just being all over everywhere, but very intentional and network very well, and also to have structure in place regardless of the the I
the
don't know
size
how
of
to,
the business. Yeah,
yeah, the size of the
regardless of
business,
the
either
business.
from home, either from a factory, from no matter how small, structure is very important. And I think what this will prepare us is it will make us be ready for opportunity. So when they say make your readiness meet
Make paper.
opportunity,
Yes.
so
Exactly.
one won't
Readiness
have
means
to be
opportunity.
running
Exactly. There's nothing
scatter
like
ready.
luck everywhere. Yeah, no, it's not luck.
No
It's about you
coincidence.
preparing
To
yourself.
prepare
No
down.
coincidence.
Yes. And another which is very important is building a very good character. This is very key because a lot of people they've spent years, sweat, investments to build that name and integrity. So they won't even want anybody that has been
Exactly.
found wanting of bad character to come and tarnish their image because I mean
Image.
they are not their parents to correct them or to remove them. So they will just pack them to
Exactly.
one side. So it's very important. And of course, we are from a religion of excellence as well. So we should be
Exactly.
uh, show
You
up
should be
excellently
accountable. Exactly.
and not be a mediocre. Should not show
Immediately.
mediocrity in
Don't do
anything that
the
we should
thing.
show up excellently. And consistency is also key. No matter the path we choose to market our business, either offline, either online, no matter where we want to leverage, we should try and be consistent and not get discouraged because sometimes the results won't come as fast as
Yeah.
we imagine. So we should
Yeah.
not give up. So I follow through so well and
Oh, thank you so much.
I
I
really
you know I
deeply
needed to say I needed to chip something in. Just like you said, showing up and not getting discouraged. I remember when I started my business, I started with 15,000 naira, and that was 2014. And then when I started, it was tough. I spent the entire money in the business. In short, I've started the business over and over more than 5 times, with
that's amazing.
from high to ground zero, from
Wow.
getting to 6 figures. I started with 4 figures, 15,000, and these ingredients have grown to 7 to 8 figures. And I went back to zero
Wow.
and I started over again. But how did I start over again? Was because I have a business network.
Hmm.
Number two,
So you had something
experience
to
has taken a place.
leverage on.
Exactly. So two, I already created relationship. I tell people, create a good relationship. Ensure that you're resourceful. There's no magic. Ensure that you're resourceful. Capture this, capture that today. They don't know. Okay, I think I went out lately, maybe 2 days ago, and I was telling the person we're together that I remember when I used to back my son and put carton of honey on my head. I can't even afford to take a bike to drop in front of the store I was going to supply. So I will back my son, and I'm a person with paralysis or disability again. So I only have one active hand to use. I was still going to use that back my son, carry handbag of diaper, and put carton. I used to use carton of oil, groundnut oil, because it's thicker, to pack the honey then. After when I supply that store at Masha, number 10 Adelabu Masha then, that was my first store for over 10, for going to 11 years now. I will now sit down. Tọ́rùn ti ro mí, mo máa rù ú kúrò nílé náà ní the junction. I can't afford those fees. And I wasn't really exposed. I didn't understand profit margin and the like. So the little, èló ló wà níbẹ̀ tí mo fẹ́ wá fi wọ mọ́tò tán. So màá rù ú, mo dẹ̀ pọnmọ sẹ́yìn. Pẹ̀lú ọwọ́ kan náà ni màá fi mú un. Tí n bá ti supply tán, màá kọ́kọ́ jókòó like 30 minutes, gbogbo ọrùn mi màá fi nà án.
Ah,
Sincerely, it was alhamdulillah for early beginnings. People who started together knows better. I remember my first live on Facebook. The phone I used, Infinix Note 3 or Note 5. It was one business deal. Mo gbáwó pọ̀ mọ́ra èèyàn kan fún mi lówó, mo tó pọ̀ mọ́ra wọn ni mo fi ra phone. I remember my first online kóló ọmọ mi ni mo fi ṣe stand tí mo wá bọ́ sí kọ́nà ẹ̀gbẹ́ kan tí mo ti ń ṣe fídíò.
a tripod. That's resourcefulness.
I
That's
was on
resourcefulness,
tripod.
actually.
But the zeal was there. I knew what I was doing. I
Yeah.
continued, you understand? I continued showing you about,
Yes.
and I was giving it all. And I remember this group that helped me. And I said, join some strategic group, even on Facebook. It gives you some insights, knowledge. We call it Smart B Camp in those times. Oh, Smart B Camp. I don't know the present name. I think it has changed. It was a friend of mine who sent a link and told me to join that group. It was from that group that I saw a lot of, you read a lot of people's intake and you see that Allah has blessed people. And I picked the one that was related to me. It was from one of them I met one of my coach that told me to come and do storytelling, tell people about what I do. But I wasn't selling honey. I said, educate. So how did I get to be known? I started educating people about honey. So as much as we want to wait for grants, but grants will not just come. You have to get to some certain stage. You can even before position yourself for a grant,
Yes.
or
Positioning
someone wants
is
to give you
very, very,
money.
yes,
You
positioning
understand?
is very,
So we need to push ourselves. So I had to come out, educate people, tell them, I created a timetable and I do it every time. And I come on like shut up. And I won't tell you, I would not lie to you. What I did almost 10 years ago, almost 9 years ago, doing that video, coming up for consulting for 2 or 3 weeks, then following up with storytelling, weaving my story because my business started from pain to purpose. I use honey for wound, and that was why I started selling honey. It was from my accident that led to me having a wound on my leg, using honey to treat the wound. And I
a
felt,
very
why not?
strong ground story to tell.
You understand? So I weaved my storytelling. I talked about, people tend to see the zeal and everything. And our people are emotional.
Yes.
We're not telling you to come out there and tell everybody about the story of your life, but pick out some things will let people know that they can keep going.
Yes, the thing is,
No things
if when you tell it, people will seal them. Not everyone, but those you really want to talk to will seal
Of course,
themselves
it's,
into
you
your
should
story, and they
know.
will
And
relate
it's
to
important
you.
for people to know that they have a target audience. If the audience has accepted, you always, if you are looking for criticism, I told you that people want to criticize you, just be sure of what you want to do. And you're also sure was also reflecting on yourself. And that's why I said character building at the same time. I need láti mọ̀ pé àmọ́nà ni nǹkan. Someone paid you. I've seen sisters send money to me, make me online. Someone else say, you're not scared that I would carry your money. You say, oh, you catch it.
The trust
Why do you want
factor
to carry my
only.
money? I said, but you've not met me. I said, oh, don't worry. I know you can't take my money. It was a reputation that's been built over the time. And because
Yes,
some people have dealt with you that they don't know, they don't have issues.
yes,
So you have to build. So imagine that someone giving me money, kí n tó rajà, kó tó gbọjà lọ́wọ́ mi, ó dẹ̀ tún ní òun fẹ́ keep ẹ̀ ni. Ṣé owó yẹn mi ò ṣe ní ti fi ṣe business? That's part of credit facility.
yes.
But wọ́n tẹ́ tó bá fún ẹ lówó gan, wọn ò lè rọ́jà gbà. Tó bá dá Monday, fóònù ò ní wà available.
Exactly.
Ọmọ ẹ sick lónìí, kinní kan ṣẹlẹ̀,
What
Àbú
I
sọ
order
pé
versus what I get.
no, we need to be disciplined.
Yes, yes. That's
It's not,
very,
it's not
very
there to
important
become.
as well. It's
You
really very
understand?
important.
So our challenges is not really about the grants or the grant funding or the
Exactly.
finance. It's
Yes.
information and how we position ourselves. So if everybody was expecting our necessary regular that was going to be listing out grants that is available, no.
In
Like I
fact,
said,
this you've listed, I think anybody that really take it to heart and work with it and work towards it, when the opportunity comes, they are very likely to, be able to
just
receive
go
it.
online. There's a lot of grants flying online. Apply, position yourself, be audacious. You can be in business and you say you don't want to dare. You have to. You have to take a leap. Give it your best.
Yeah.
Try it and try again.
Yes.
So I
Actually,
hope I've been.
I was actually the one that even nominated you because immediately I saw grants credit. I just said no,
Hey,
Katra.
hey, haha. Thank you so much. And I'm sure I don't know you.
I think I've saw some couple of your content.
Videos.
I know that you do network, you attend events. I think
Yeah.
maybe those are the content. And it's not even this year, it's been long. I can't even put a name to
Yes,
it.
this, no, it's been a long time I attended. These are the things
Yeah,
I've done in the past. No, no. This
exactly. So
year,
immediately I
I'm not
saw
going to be active at all.
the summit, I said no, it's Katra one. So I personally went to your page to copy your WhatsApp
Oh,
number.
mashallah.
And I gave it to the person. I gave it to the sister that has been in contact with you.
Oh,
Does that
thank you so much for the recommendation. And I really, thanks for the honor.
thank
Thank you so much. And just like I said, there's no fast track to anything and there's no magic. Allah
yes.
subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ultimate that bless us all. But like they
Yes.
say, Lima Faya Latif Nule Kama Bota Latif Onikanlekun Wabawa.
Yes.
Aha. So
Yes.
I've got to gbìyànjú. All right,
Very, very.
gbìyànjú. Let's go back to Surah to Maryam, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Allah wants to miraculously give her a child. He
Yeah.
told her to shake the tree. Ṣọ́lọ́run tó ṣe date tó wù. Ṣé kò mọ bí date ṣe lè dánwò ẹ̀ ni?
Very,
And go
very.
out and meet
So
them.
there will be processes. There will be something that
You
will be like
understand? You don't know what I mean.
for that
There'll be
thing to
processes. He also needs to walk. You understand?
yes,
He
yes,
told him to move, to shake it. You understand? And he shaked it, and she shaked it. So God want her to still walk. Àbíṣẹ́ni tí
yes.
n tó gbẹ tó fruited. Ṣé o ló nira fún láti jẹ́ pé n tó bá ṣe
Exactly.
kó dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's important that a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ tọ̀.
No, it is very important.
Ọlọ́run
Jazakumullah
gbọ́dọ̀
Karen.
ṣe.
Thank you so much. May Allah continue to bless you with beneficial knowledge, continue to elevate and bless Kathra Enterprise, and may you continue to be of impact, a source of a good role model and hope to the Muslim community and the woman at large. We say Jazakumullah Karen. Thank you and have a
Thank you
nice
so
evening.
much.
Assalamu
You
alaikum.
too. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Where am I to hand it? Am I the one to hand
I
it
will
here, or
just
it's going to be
yes,
handed?
I'll do that now. I'll do that now. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And with this masterclass, we have come to the end of Food and Agri Summit 2025. If you do not know me, my name is Camila Karim, and I am one of the moderator and community managers of the Muslim Speak Tribe. It has been an amazing ride since yesterday that we started from the convener speech to the keynote address to the master classes to the panel session as well as the one we have been having since morning. I really do hope that we've been able to gain a lot, not one or two, but a lot from all these sessions. And may I remind you also that our all the sessions are on YouTube, and if you're not able to, you can always go back to listen and listen and listen because I tell you, all the sessions are what you should not miss from, especially if you are women in agriculture and food business. On this note, we've come to the end of Food and Agri Summit 2025, brought to you by the Muslim Speaks Tribe. I pray Allah bless the knowledge for us and make it beneficial to every one of us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.